Top of the day to you, folks. Bill Hubbard, Coldwell Banker Executives. This is your market review for the Fraser Valley for May of 2025. There are some realtors that are saying, "Hey, there's a little bump in sales," and you have to be really careful. There's an old phrase that says, I coined it myself about 25 years ago: "A month does not make a market," and what that means is when you see a stat for a month, generally it's not a trend until it's at least 2 or 3 months in the same direction. And so we'll wait and see what happens in June, July, and August kind of thing. But if you look at the sales for May of 2025, it was 452. And some people are looking at that going, well, it's quite a bit above April of 2025. Well, May's sales are almost always above April's. You compare that to last May at 664. That's a decrease of about 25-28%. Or you compare it to the May before, 1,639. It's actually a more prominent, or it's a stronger decline than the Vancouver board. And if you really want to get an idea of what's going on in the market, the absorption is the number one statistic that tells people what's going on in that market. And the reason is the absorption is a depiction or an illustration of supply and demand. Those are the two forces that drive our real estate market. What's happening right now is the demand is decreased because because of the political environment, the economic environment in Canada, and the United States, and people are just stepping back. And so that's why the absorption, if you look at this absorption, it's single digit. And remember that a balanced market is between 12 and 20%. You go back before you start really seeing anything. You've got these 2 months here, or that 1 month there in January, that for some reason it was above 12%. But again, a month doesn't make a market. You go back here, you got to go all the way back to June of 2024 before you see a substantial trend of absorption being above that 12%. It was fairly strong. It was right up in the 20% in March of 2024. But it has dramatically decreased since then. Prices are starting to inch down, as you can see in both the average price and the median price. So the Fraser Valley is in a correction mode. And it didn't help things that interest rates stayed the same, even though inflation was fairly steady and fairly constant, that they kept the interest rates the same. So that sort of says that the government of Canada, the Bank of Canada, is very, very cautionary as to what's going on in the market. And until things settle out in the United States, we're not going to see a lot of consumer confidence come back. So probably the rest of this year, we're going to see a relatively flat or decreasing market in the Fraser Valley. So that's Fraser Valley review for May of 2025.